Merci, Monsieur le Président. Merci également à l'ensemble de l'équipe de l'Institut Amadeus de créer et maintenir dans le temps et la durée ces espaces ô combien importants pour prolonger ces réflexions. Vous avez souligné le contexte mondial, la position singulière du Maroc, choix de l'équilibre et de l'anticipation, comme vous l'avez souligné, la vision royale de Sa Majesté le Roi, que Dieu l'assiste pour l'avenir du Maroc et cette plateforme, cette initiative royale atlantique, une vision géopolitique majeure et une initiative qui dépasse le cadre géographique pour s'inscrire réellement dans une vision géopolitique audacieuse. Merci encore, Monsieur le Président. We now have the pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, of welcoming His Excellency Mr. Vince Henderson, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Your Excellency, please join the lectern. Thank you.
Thank you. And pleasant good morning, everyone. First of all, let me thank the Amadeus Institute for the kind invitation to the Commonwealth of Dominica to participate in this Global Growth Conference. I bring you greetings from Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica. Well, I sit here and I'm just questioning myself, what would a small island developing state be doing in this forum, in this discussion today? So for me, it is indeed a very humbling experience to be here to share with you our own thoughts on global growth. Small island developing states like Dominica face the existential challenge posed by climate change. Every year around this time, there's a sense of nervousness among us because this is the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season from June 1. Over the last few decades, almost every Caribbean country has been devastated by the impact of one hurricane or another. For us in Dominica, we also suffer from the heavy onset of off-season events like incessant rains, as we saw on April 25th, which caused tremendous destruction, flooding to infrastructure, food systems, and livelihoods. This is made worse in a fragmented world where we no longer live by a rule-based system. Small island developing states can only survive in a rule-based system. So I wish to say that yes, we recognize the opportunities in this new dispensation, but for us as small states, we must continue to make the loud call for a world order that is based on a rule-based system. Unilateralism is a major threat to our survival as small island developing states, as we see the destruction or the disintegration of the World Trade Organization and the loss of preferential treatment and special but differentiated treatment for small island and vulnerable states like Dominica. But of course, for us, we recognize that development is about surviving in difficult times and embracing the opportunities that they bring. For the past 2 decades, Dominica has been pursuing its own efforts to move away from the heavy dependence of fossil fuel in an energy transition based on the production of geothermal power. By the end of June this year, Dominica will be able to have 75% of its electricity generated from renewable sources, utilizing hydro and geothermal energy. We are pursuing geothermal energy, a very costly undertaking, because we know that it will help to create the basis of our development, industrialization, ensuring that we can reduce the importation of fossil fuels, but also creating an opportunity for the production of green hydrogen, methanol, shore power, and for the broader industrialization. We are also poised to export power through subsea cables to the neighboring territories, especially the French islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe. We see this as an opportunity to embrace some of the developments around the world, with the restriction of movements of 20% of the world's fuel through the Strait of Hormuz, and the destruction that war is causing, the instability that it brings, we must continue to look to ourselves. We must continue to ensure that an Africa built on the resources, which are its people first, and the natural resources for which it's endowed, to ensure that a spirit of resource nationalism towards strategic partnership in resource development throughout the entire value chain is developed in an Africanness. We in the Caribbean, through our own efforts, the Caribbean community, we have created a single market and economy, a small space, but a very significant space for us. The same can be done here in Africa. We are now looking more across the Atlantic. And although memories of the Atlantic or 500 years of slavery is not the best thing, but today we are renewing our ties across the Atlantic so that we can invite investments from Africa, connecting regions in the world, in the global south, where people are similarly determined to move through development in a manner that brings progress to all. We continue, similarly, to ensure that peace, global peace and security are at the forefront of what we do. The instability created by wars, the destruction of economies, are a concern to all of us, although we are not near to such conflicts. It is for these and other reasons that the Commonwealth of Dominica reiterates its unwavering and consistent support for the sovereignty of states and territorial integrity, and in the case of the Kingdom of Morocco, including the Moroccan Sahara. We commend the adoption of United Nations Security Council Resolution 2797, which definitively reinforces the Moroccan Autonomy Initiative as the sole credible, pragmatic, and enduring basis for resolving the question. We further welcome the wide and growing international consensus that recognizes the Moroccanity of the Sahara, a consensus that confirms the legitimacy of Morocco's sovereign rights and the success of its constructive diplomacy under the leadership of His Majesty, King Mohammed VI. Dominica commends the Kingdom of Morocco for once again hosting a global growth conference here in Rabat, and for advancing the logic of continuity of the Rabat roadmap. This platform serves to bring to focus the challenges of the global south, and particularly Africa, while highlighting the abundance of human and material resources that can create a platform for economic growth and development for all our peoples. But before I leave, and I'm very happy to hear the Chair spoke so eloquently about the nexus between, the fundamentals to development: food, water, energy. And I wish to add the nexus that exists among all those. And therefore, we need to continue. And we therefore wish to propose that special commissions for the establishment of the furtherance of the Rabat Roadmap should include the following: a coherent human capacity development plan, especially where our young people can be equipped to deal with the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. 2, food security, using science and technology to create resilient and sustainable food production systems. 3, water production and management. 4, an energy transition that is just and equitable. 5, infrastructural development for human dignity, embracing and creating technological innovations and healthcare systems to enhance the quality of life and to respond to pandemics. And finally, natural resource management and development for the benefit of all. I thank you very much for the pleasure. See you next year.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words. Thank you for sharing with us your perspective. We must make sure that African resources finance African growth. That is an objective we all share. And it's really inspiring also to learn that 75% of your electricity is coming from renewable resources. Thank you again for being with us here today and for sharing your thoughts. Mesdames